These aren't working right now. What the fuck?
What?
Yeah, he just, like, won't burn.
I have these two very impactful bugs to bring to your attention. So, good evening, or good day, it all depends, and welcome back to the Impossible Ironman channel. Concertina bombs may be something you want to seriously consider bringing into the bayou for a while, since as you just saw, downed players aren't burning. Unfortunately, this doesn't always succeed either if a hunter has resilience and or bloodless, and even poison concertina mine combos can fail if an antidote shot is running. After many matches conducting various tests, this occurred about 50% of the time we tried to burn. That being said, when someone didn't burn, no method worked until they were downed again. While I don't know the specific conditions that trigger this bug, I can help rule out some factors. The kill buyer in the first clip is a solo. He even self-revived later and got away, which my teammate spectated to confirm. However, this isn't being caused by some sort of self-res bug. The next clip I have for you will showcase this, as well as rule out the possibilities of the concertina wire being the problem and the potential proximity to a body of water. This also isn't restricted to lanterns either, as this next one was caused by a firebomb.
How are you not burning right now?
Because I am a fire god.
With all that being said, please be careful next time you're in the bayou. Double check to make sure bodies are burning, and keep a close eye on bodies that don't. Try not to leave them unattended until you can gain some distance, or you absolutely have to. The next bug is a strange one, because I can't tell if two instances of damage are occurring, or if part of the damage is somehow being delayed. I have two clips of this that happen under very different circumstances, and hopefully, if any of you have encountered this, you can help me determine what is truly going wrong. Watch what happens with the health bar carefully. My opponent dies as soon as the first instance of damage occurs, but another instance happens about a second later. The Pack's Claw does cause bleeding, however I'm left with approximately 15 health, and bleeding definitely isn't doing 15 damage a second. Looking at the damage readout, we can see that the strike deals 90 damage. This isn't unreasonable for a knife strike, and would initially indicate to me that this is some sort of visual damage delay glitch. However, this next clip is where things get weird, and made me start to doubt the damage delay theory.
I gotta reload.
Oh, what?
As we slow this down, we catch a brief glimpse of the opposing hunter, and I assume this is when they see a tiny bit of me as well. I hold the angle expecting a hard peek, but instead, with almost none of my enemy being visible, I get blasted by a Caldwell rifle with flechette rounds. Again, two instances of damage occur. With how little of me is visible, the first instance of damage makes sense here, but not the second. While a Caldwell can empty both barrels very quickly, only one shot is heard, and the fire rate definitely isn't that fast. On the damage readout, it confirms that I was shot once for 79 damage. Upon closer inspection, however, you can see that it indicates the spread hitting me in the left arm and the left leg. The indicator is also very light, which tells us that not much of the spread is impacting it. We know that the damage multiplier for an arm shot is 0.8, and the multiplier for the leg is 0.7. Flechette shells on the Caldwell deal 132 damage, so let's say that half the spread is hitting my leg while the other hits my arm, which is being very generous in favor of my opponent, by the way. This hypothetical is very unlikely, however. This gets us 66 times 0.8 plus 66 times 0.7, which comes out to 99 damage. The death screen shows 79 damage, which would mean that even with almost none of me being visible, somehow a whopping 80% of the spread impacted those areas. While Flechette does have a tighter grouping than Buckshot, with a tiny sliver of my hunter being visible, most of the spread would hit the hay bale to my right, even if the aim was perfectly centered, which is also unlikely. So the odds of 80% of that spread hitting are next to impossible. This is what leads me to believe that the first instance of damage here makes far more sense than the second. The only link I've been able to make between the two scenarios is that both weapons inflicted bleed. Beyond that, I'm not sure what factors are causing this bug, as it isn't something that happens every time you take damage. When it does happen, the damaged instances don't always occur for the same amounts either. If bleed-style weapons are in fact causing extra instances of damage, this is a serious balancing issue. I'm not ruling out the possibility that this is a visual delay entirely. However, the clip I just showed makes me believe otherwise. Let me know in the comments if you've experienced this as well, and what those experiences have led you to believe. I do my best to keep the community informed about bugs like this, and use careful analysis to help work toward a solution. So if you don't want to be caught off guard by stuff like this going into the bayou, be sure to subscribe to my channel for that and much more. Until next time though, good hunting in the bayou everyone, and I'll see you all on the next one.
He's pushing.